Hello, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a blog post entitled The Benefits of Tension. The slate must be wiped clean so that all that remains is the reality of spirit, with no filament or trace of egoic consciousness left. From The Way of Mastery, Part 2, The Way of Transformation, by the Shanti Christo Foundation. Allowing all things to be as they are is what removes illusion from your sight. In this process of awakening, we learn to shed ideals, apparent pinnacles upon which we insist. Our attachment to ideals leads to an inner criticism commentary that relates directly back to a sense of personal inadequacy. Once we are willing to truly feel and release this, we are able to allow all things as they are. This works backwards, too. If we place our attention on allowing all things to be as they are, we become more able to feel and release that energy from the past related to personal inadequacy. This is about freeing up energy so they can all flow together in harmony. When you learn to value feeling as primary, you can feel when you have entered a tight or tense zone. As always, celebrate when you feel this. This is a moment for some amazing work. You are the very energy that penetrates into this tight energy and shines a light through it. Try this when you recognize that you have entered one of these tight zones. Oh, I recognize the opportunity for some work here. I am willing to sit here as the light I am and to feel these energies loosen and flow. If I am with others, I am willing to see the light that all others are, regardless of what they are saying and doing right now. Right now, I can recognize the divine service they are performing for all in helping to highlight this tight zone and bring forth the opportunity to free the energies here. I enjoy being of service to all as I allow these energies to flow in harmony and appreciation. When you feel tension arising, and you'll begin to feel it on subtler and subtler levels, it's a helpful signal for you that you are beginning to refer to egoic consciousness for guidance. Knowing this function of tension helps you remember to refer back to your true and shared identity of love in whatever situation you find yourself. If you are with others, you have the opportunity to see through their egos too. Knowing the function of tension gives you a reminder to remember your intention to see the light and love in everyone, and that is what enables that light and love to come out to play in your experience. When you are experiencing a feeling of tension, it can truly feel that it is because of someone else, or because of a condition, or a personal inadequacy. In all cases, without exception, you are experiencing tension because you are being offered a gift. In this now moment, you have the opportunity to heal everything by seeing the light and love present everywhere. So in a moment where tension has arisen, you have the ability to remember who you are, who and what you are, who and what the other guy is, and allow that love and light to melt all the tension. Let's look at the volcano in Hawaii. This is an opportunity for all of us. Look at and feel that tension arising. There is nothing to fear here. There is only opportunity. You don't have to define the where or when or why of that tension unless that attracts you. Just feel what arises. Now go into that tight nugget of fear and resistance, that feeling of being against, that feeling of being subject to. Go into it as the light and love you are. Feel the tensions easing. Imagine a newscast that walks us through this collective opportunity to heal tense and tight energies as a collective. What would happen then? It's okay though. We don't need a newscast to walk us through this beautiful potential in us because our minds are always connected and beautifully communicating. The more we see and feel this potential for healing everything with us, the more we'll activate it. The more we activate it, the more we'll share it mind to mind. We used a volcano as an easy and large example, but this same approach can be applied to any tiny volcano in your day. Feel the tense energy. Go into it as who you are, in recognition of who all others are. Allow the tension to melt and subside. Feel the wonderful feeling of that as you release yourself and all others. It's almost as if you're in there with scissors, snipping attachments to the old paradigms and freeing us up to experience the new. We say we and us, but we recognize that we are not experiencing the same density that you are. We do recognize our oneness with you, however, and it is our joy to share our perspective on how your world works when everything is placed in the service of healing. There are truly wonderful opportunities in every ordinary thing. As you expand, we feel and rejoice in that expansion too. When you are feeling the feeling of tension, and you can see patterns and ideas emerging about whose fault it is, this is projection in action. You are accessing a feeling from the past. It is a very uncomfortable feeling. Rather than feeling this feeling, you would rather find something wrong in your present in order to give you ease. This is the cycle that keeps bad things happening, and it's only based on innocent confusion every time. Once you understand and see the projection, you become willing to dismantle its structure and hand the pieces of it over to us. Remember, thoughts precede experience, and if you decide someone in your present is causing something bad, you begin to believe a whole series of thoughts about this person and your likely experience with them. Then your experience reflects that. If you instead put your attention on your deep desire to truly know who this person is, you transform the whole situation. Who are you? How are you performing a service for me in bringing these feelings up? How can I thank you? These might seem like some outrageous thoughts to think when you're in the midst of dedicating yourself to serious annoyance, but just entertaining them can shift the energy for you. If you toggle over to seeing yourself as dedicated to bringing healing to all situations through accepting healing for yourself, these types of thoughts become natural. When we have entered the zone of tension, it's tempting to believe harsh thoughts about polarities. This is bad. I must have the good instead right now. The only reason I don't have the good is because of that person, or this condition, or my terrible, terrible deficiencies. These are all the stories ego would like us to believe so we can continue on in egoic consciousness. Egoic consciousness cannot continue in the presence of light and love, however. So if you keep returning your attention to love's presence everywhere and light's presence in everything, the ego's voice doesn't make so much sense anymore. We don't defeat the ego because it's not necessary to fight. We just wake up to what we have been doing and we stop. We realize it was all innocent confusion and there's nothing to forgive. You're coming to a place of total trust in the love that you are. So there is no need to seek egoic consciousness as a guide. Egoic consciousness clouds perception, but clouded perception was an experience you chose freely. In order to have the experience of separate and conflicting wills, you needed to forget that there is only one divine will in harmonic differentiation. You're simply returning to what is and what always has been. As you do this, the world you are experiencing transforms in reflection of what you are allowing. Here's to the beautiful energy of remembrance and transformation sweeping your planet today. Thanks for joining me.